Salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Miller, PlayStation Team Assistant to the Regional Manager, here to talk to you about Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter. Bread used to cost 2 cents, gas was free, and Britney Spears was sane. Yes, a lot's changed since the N64 days, but Turok's here to take you back, only with less fog. A new title from Touchstone in Propaganda, Turok casts you as Joseph Turok, a Native American who used to be a member of the renegade group known as the Wolfpack. But now he's a member of the Black Ops Squad known as Whiskey Company, and surprise, surprise, is on a mission to capture his former mentor and the leader of the Wolfpack. However, as Turok and Whiskey Company approach the planet Kane's holed up on, they get shot down, and the mission quickly changes from capturing Kane,
I can't let him get away,
to surviving the dinosaurs, beasts, and guards found on the planet below. The best thing Turok's got going for it is that it's flat out fun. You're running and gunning around this jungle, fighting raptors, mutated scorpions, baby T-Rexes, and a host of other animals that's just, a lot of fun to run and shoot through. Clearly the weapons set this apart. Turok really gives you ample ammunition and some really cool weapons to run around and play with. There's shotguns, chain guns, sticky bomb guns, and the best thing about these is that they have alternate fires. So even though we all know how to use a shotgun, now that we're fighting raptors, the alternate fire on that weapon is a flare. This weapon set lets you play the game the way you want to play it. If you've been watching our movies on IGN, you know that we're big fans of knife kills. Basically, you arm the knife, walk up behind a guard, and pull the trigger button on screen. This pulls off another silent kill where you either bury the blade in the dude's chest or in his head. It looks brutal and it's really fun. You control the weapons through the D-pad, so at any time you always have your bow and arrow and your knife, but then you get to switch out the left and right, being a shotgun, chain gun, whatever this is. And the benefit to doing that is most of these guns can be dual wielded. So if you want to have 2 shotguns, you can have 2 shotguns. You can have a submachine gun and a shotgun. You can run around and just blow the whole place to holy hell. Of course, if you've skipped ahead and seen the review score on this game, you know that I don't think it's perfect. And that's not saying it's a bad game at all. Turok is fun, and you should definitely play it if you're a fan of first-person shooters, or just feel like steamrolling through some stuff and shooting. But there are some drawbacks to it. Chief among them is, as much as I just lauded how awesome all these weapons were, they really feel weak. Shotgun, it takes a lot of shotgun shells to bring stuff down, which really shouldn't happen. Even with the submachine gun, you'll be shooting a guard, and these guys just keep taking the punishment before they drop. Another problem is that these enemies are dumb. It really takes away from the experience the fact that you're not being challenged on how to kill these guys. Another thing that I think holds Turok back from being a really great game was the fact that they started to build this really interesting story. Eventually, though, this all gets dropped. Obviously, when the mission changes to surviving, you have to redo the story, but rather than really focus on how Turok feels about Kane or what was happening, they just completely drop the angle, and it doesn't even pop up again until the very end. You really don't care. I don't know why he's on this planet. Turok walked into a building once and said, "Oh, they're force evolutioning this planet."
exponential increase in evolutionary activity.
But I have no idea what that means or why I should care.
You're a Native American, aren't you?
You're a genius.
Another drawback is the fact that this game really suffers from ho-hum visuals. It doesn't look bad. It definitely looks good. I mean, there's moments when you're like, oh, that looks really cool. But a lot of times the textures are really just painted onto these really sharp, jagged objects. And even in cutscenes, there's this weird glow about the characters, like they've seen the Holy Spirit or something. It's definitely not the next-gen experience I think most of us were expecting. And the news only gets worse on PlayStation 3, where it really suffers some screen tearing and much, much worse textures. My final complaint about this game is jumps in difficulty. I'm all for being challenged in a game, but Turok never really fits that bill. You just run around, enemies stream out, you shoot them, move on kind of thing. It's fine, it's fun. Like I said, the draw to this game is using these neat weapons and their secondary fires. However, there are specific instances where the difficulty just jumps to an insane level you haven't seen. And the problem I have with it isn't that it's hard. I don't mind being challenged again. The problem I have with it is that it's so linear. If you dig the gameplay, multiplayer is nothing to sneeze at. There's 7 maps and 6 modes, but I mean, really, they're the same thing we've seen in just about every game. Deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag. So it comes down to if you like the weapons. However, there is a really cool thing in Turok called co-op, where you and your friends can get online and go together through some missions. But the biggest drawback is there's only 3 of them. Kind of a sad spot. Turok is fun and it really suffers from no colossal problems, but stuff holds it back from being a really great game that it could have been. It's a fun first-person shooter, but it's not challenging, it's not really all that engaging. The story leaves you lacking. The way I sum it up when I tell people about it is that it really reminds me of a first-person Contra. You have these cool weapons, you run around, shoot stuff, ammo's never a problem, but there's never really a story and you feel like you could just stop playing at any time. If you're looking for fun and you want to blow stuff up, by all means give Turok a shot. For more information on dinosaurs, check out Encyclopedia Volume D, and for the full written review, see IGN.com.